Well, with the advent all the like the schools, like the Travises and stuff like that, do you get a lot of young guys approaching you for work, for engineering work? And
I do, or to volunteer here, and that I do sometimes. Um,
is it basically
yes.
is it a one-man operation, Studio 92?
I do I have another engineer also, and so we kind of share the work, and and I have an accountant that does my accounting, but basically, you know, it's a very small operation. So.
Okay, one thing, if you can mention about your ad of the Now magazine, how people can get a hold of you if they want.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I do run an ad in Now magazine every week, and it's in there under studios, music studios. So anytime you want to reach me, you can call me and get the number out of the Now magazine.
Or what is your number? We'll put it right across the screen.
All right, it's 416-467-9597, and you can ask for Norm. So basically, yeah, we're just bringing tracks up and down and fiddling with the EQs to make things sound as good as they can possibly sound, which of course is, you know, subjective, but well, we all agree that it sounds as good as it.
So what will your customer be left with? Like what kind of, would I walk away here with a master? Or is that?
Yeah, he'll walk away with a digital master called a DAT tape, and although the recording is analog, it's pretty standard to you know, mix down to a DAT or a digital format. And of course, everyone's making a CD anyway, so.
Okay, as for, I guess that's the ultimate goal. Once they've got this DAT tape, will you just send them on their way to a CD manufacturer? Or?
Yeah, or to a masterer. Once they leave here, it's a really good idea before you make a CD to go to a mastering facility, and there they'll take your digital tape, they'll put it into their computer. Once you've sat with your tape for a while, you might decide that you'd like a little more bottom or a little less bottom end or more high end or whatever, and they can do that there for you. They can put your songs in order with the right length of space in between, no problem, and bring the volume up of your CD so it's maybe comparable to, you know, some $1 million job that's out there, and something that you'll be proud of.
For a low estimate, is there any kind of budget you can set on like an album for if somebody want to put out an album? Is $15,000-$20,000 unrealistic in today's market to come up with something you could sell?
Oh, that's too much money.
Is that right? Eh?
I don't think you'd ever have to spend that. Well, not here anyway.
Okay.
You know, I've done like live albums here in a day or two, and which would cost somebody maybe, you know, $500-$600, and I've also done, you know, albums where we've taken a lot of care, and maybe tops would be like $5,000. So, you know, I'm not dealing with, you know, superstar artists in my studio. Really, I'm doing a lot of independent bands, and maybe bands that are signed but newly signed. You know, probably my biggest success maybe is the Irish Descendants. There's 2 gold records up there on the wall, and they started out as independent, and then they got signed, and they're doing very well.
Okay, well, obviously we got some pretty good caliber artists here. We've got the Irish Descendants. Can you tell me a little bit about them?
Yes, they were, you know, just fantastic to work with. They've done 2 albums here, and they're from Newfoundland, and they come here to record, and it's a lot of fun when they come here. You know, they're party guys, and but they take their music very seriously. They have a really good balance.
Now, in a case like this where there was a success, you're saying a gold album, is basically, was your part of the bargain, once you'd be given the tape, that was it? Would you get any residuals or something that would be a successful recording as a producer?
No, I was actually the co-producer, and you know, if I had wanted to ask for something maybe beforehand, I could have, but I was just thrilled to do the album and have them in the studio. So, but yeah, you can work out things like that.
Yeah. Is there a problem with copywriting? Is that really a problem? Is just a young songwriter be worried that, hey, somebody's going to come around with some fancy dancer producer and steal my stuff?
I don't think there's a problem with it, and in my like 11 years of doing this, I've never heard of anyone having their song stolen. But you could just send yourself a tape of your song when you're finished and send it registered and don't open it. And that's pretty good proof. And there's usually a whole pile of witnesses that know when you wrote that song and know when you started maybe putting it together with the band, and your engineer knows when you recorded it. And you know, you're going to have witnesses too. So I wouldn't be paranoid about it. And if you want to, you could send yourself a tape.
Can you talk about maybe advantages of having a demo tape and the fact that you can get gigs and stuff like that along that line?
Oh, definitely. Like a band that's looking for work, they may want to come in and just do a live off the floor, something very quick, you know, 3 or 4 hours of some songs that they're going to be playing at the bar when they go to the bar to play. And that'll give the bar owner a very good idea, of course, of what they're going to sound like in the bar. And I think a lot of bar owners probably ask for that. So.
Tell me the Headstone story. I understand.
Yeah, they came here a few times way back when, before they were rich and famous. And
do they ignore you now?
No, they don't. But you know, they've had a lot of success, and I recorded their first basic demos that got them signed, and it was, you know, a real joy to work with them. They're a bunch of characters and great musicians, great songwriters.
I think there's not too much of a demand for vinyl, but I noticed you got cassettes here. Is that a cheap way to go, or is there for people that are for a demo, or is it?
Yeah, lots of guys will just make a cassette, maybe starting off, and you know, if they're playing in a bar, they'll try and sell their cassettes. And I think the way to go now, though, is to make a CD. And I know it costs a little bit more, but you can sell it for a little bit more. So if you're playing in a bar, you can actually sell them when you play. And lots of bands have actually recovered their recording costs by doing that and raise money to record their next project. So I think it's a grand idea.
Nora's first professional recording gig.
Well, it was actually very funny. You're probably all familiar with the program Due South, and Paul Gross is the lead actor. Well, he was in a band, and I had just gotten some more equipment and decided to start something in my house. So here we are in the upstairs of my house, and I didn't really know too much about what I was doing, and this is a long time ago. And so yeah, Paul came in with a band, and you know, to me, I think I did the worst recording job ever, but nothing I'd ever play for you. But and at that time, I guess Paul mentioned that he had some kind of acting career going on, but little did we all know that he'd be a big star in Due South. So I wish I'd done a better job for you, Paul.
Well, maybe you can blackmail him not to release it. Paul Gross.
Oh, I'm sure they never released it.
What kind of things were you doing for a living before you got into here?
Oh, well, you know, the taxi was great because I could go on the road and come back and have a job.
Well, basically, hard rock.
Yeah, well, and blues and you know, rhythm and blues. I played with the John Bell show band stuff. You know, something to pay the bills while I drummed.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you may be an engineer, but you may not necessarily be electronics guy.
Right.
Who takes care of your maintenance equipment?
There's a company called Teletech that has a really good guy that can service the machines well, and basic things though I can do myself. You know, alignments and bias and all that. And yes, if you pull out the drawers here, you'll see all kinds of. Well, it's a wrong side for you, but there's all kinds of gizmos in these drawers. I don't know, just there. You know, once you get the hang of it, it's not very hard. So.
For somebody who wants to take up engineering as a career, do you suggest going to the schools, or is it basically being self-taught?
Well, I think the schools are a good idea.
Overpriced?
I'm not sure about what they charge. You know, but you definitely do have to have that practical experience too. I never did go to a school myself. You know, it just sort of grew. And maybe I don't even know if there was schools back when I started, but you know, the practical is very important. So if you're going to those schools, make sure you get lots of practical, all you can, and that's really the only way you're going to develop.
Yeah.
All right.
You're way ahead of me.
Okay.
Go ahead, Norm.
Yeah, I just finished doing a CD for Mark Haynes and Tom Layton, who you may have heard of, or Mark Haynes and the Zippers, and that's more or less a Celtic type CD. It's really
It's making a big comeback.
Great.
Well, it's huge now.
Yes.
The whole Celtic movement.
it is. And it's great music. There's lots of heart and soul in it. So I wish them lots of success. And the Conscious Pilot too are doing well. They're up here, way up there, right there. And they're more of a 70s style band.
Glam rock, it looks like.
Yeah, and very talented though, and they do a great job. So I wish them lots of success too. And everybody else I've forgotten to mention.
Anybody who recommends
No.
Well, one thing I don't know. Well, this must be the case where you get some people come in and have more money than talent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes, not very often.
Yeah.
I think most of the people that record are probably ready to record in some sense of the word.
What do you do in a case like, obviously you're professional, but somebody coming with a style of music that's just not your cup of tea? How do you work through it?
I don't know. I really do like all kinds of music. So basically, I think if I just do like a really good job from my end, like try and make it sound the best that I can make it sound, that sort of satisfies me,
Okay.
Yeah, and of course they have to be happy too. But as long as like care is taken and everyone does the best that they can do, then generally I think we're all pretty happy with it.
You get a lot of your customers that are like ongoing, and your relationships with your customers, they come back again and again. Obviously, because you're such a good, nice guy. But,
Well, thank you. Yeah, I do get a lot of repeat business. Like it's great. I'm very, very happy and thrilled about it. But
any website yet? Is there a
no, I haven't had the desire or the urge to do that. And part of me sometimes says, well, maybe I should do that just because everyone else is doing it. But I haven't really found a need for it. So there's more money to spend for what? So I can see myself on the website. So.
That one?
Oh, here.
Yeah.
No, that's for my granddaughter. Not my granddaughter. I'm her god.
Besides the drums?
Oh, myself? No.
Yeah.
No. I can't say that I do.
So the keyboard in that is basically for somebody else when they're coming in, they have access to
It's
it.
for other people, yeah. I can program drums for people on it, like in the MIDI. But I'll always probably recommend that they get a real drummer first. So can't beat the real thing.
You cannot beat the real thing,
No.